the fuck are you, man? Who the fuck am I? None of us are anything. Alright? No matter you're behind the screen, I'm in front of the camera. I'm just talking to you and you're also talking to me. Alright? And right now when I'm talking to you, it's because I've heard the same voices which you are hearing right now. Namaste everyone. 3 questions to ask yourself when battling through life. Making this out of 2 reasons. One is because even my battles kind of boil down to these questions over time. And one is because I know that the kind of times we are in and will be for the next probably decade, at least like 8 to 10 years, are going to be troublesome for people internally, a lot of people. Whatever you've gone through till now has been nothing. A lot of people, I'm talking over 1 billion probably, will be going through a lot of turbulence in their personal lives. And those who are watching this right now are probably the ones for whom the process has already started. So today I'm going to share with you 3 questions that you should focus on finding the answer to, no matter what the hell is happening in the physical. Alright, whether you're going through relationship problems, whether you're going through financial problems, whether you're going through both, whether your parents are also messing with you, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. This is all a game and you're just a player. So stop crying, take some rest, or learn a new skill to play the game, or change your position on the field. Alright, so in the physical there is a lot of ways to navigate through this, but the physical is an act. What happens behind the curtain of that act is what I care about. That's what drives me. Alright, so there are 3 questions and I've actually written them down for you, because these kind of periods break a person down, and that is their job. It is not to break you, the person, down, it is to break you, or rather the idea of yourself that you have. Its aim is to break that when you encounter tough times in your life. No matter at what intensity, at what qualitative level, the job of tough times is to show you the truth about the external as well as the internal, but only if you're going to start facing it. So how can you face it? Number 1, ask yourself, what is the meaning behind my suffering? When you're suffering, imagine as if you're something that is being held over a fire. If there was a fire here and you're burning, alright? That burning doesn't mean that it will burn you to ashes. That burning means that it is alchemizing you. Alright? It is transforming you. If you'll bring your attention to why am I being made to pay the price of suffering? What is the meaning behind it? There's a certain level of calm. Because if you're on a fire, you could be or you could be, fuck, this fire is not going to go out and I cannot move. I'm going to tolerate it with calm. Alright? So, finding meaning in our lives overall leads to navigating through it with calm. And trust me, people pay for calmness today. Alright? It's becoming a luxury. So, that's one. And for this, I could point you to a very beautiful book called Man's Search for Meaning. It's by Viktor Frankl. And you can get it on the Freeman Library. The recommendations like this, like books which are not that well known, this one is. And you'll get the links to get the right book, the right edition and everything. So just check out the link after this thing is over. The second question you want to ask yourself is, what is the opportunity in my adversity? That, okay, I am over fire. All right, now that's powerful. Suffering is powerful. You know it because you're going through it. And it's powerful in many ways. It builds character. All right, it teaches you a lot. So now that you know that you're in adversity, what is the opportunity in it? Try to think about that. All right. Maybe you lost something or someone. Maybe, uh, you know, you feel like you made the wrong decisions, and you've lost 5 years because of that, or something. Regret, opportunity cost. No matter what it is, that is at the surface level of your ego. All right. But the whole point of this process is to destroy your ego. Okay, which is your idea of yourself. So, what is the opportunity in your adversity? For me, for example, if I try to look at it, I've got too many instances of adversity. Let's just look at one. 2015, I had surgeries on my wrist. I had come to India to compete in my beloved sport, and I landed up in hospitals and shit. And this is not the adversity, this is just one of the chapters. I'm talking about once I got out of this adversity and in 1 year got back to the same levels of strength and everything, then I landed up in a wheelchair for half a year. Now, the opportunity there was that there were two opportunities there. One was something which was created for me, so keep that aside. One is what how I took advantage of it. I realized that okay, I'm going to be confined and limited. Great, lesser distractions. I can bring my entire focus towards one thing. Now, that entire focus could be you educating yourself about yourself in a lot of ways. For me, it was at that time building what you are seeing now, which I started from July 2016 onwards. I started building it. All right. So, from the beginning, I had a capital of what, $100, like 6,000 rupees back then. Built my own website, built my own everything, like from scratch. All right. Now, that was the opportunity in my adversity to learn the nuts and bolts of the next avenue that I was going to drive my life towards. Now, this is just one example. For a lot of you, it could be something different, but building something is what it will come down to. Whether it's a relation, whether it's yourself, whether it's a business, whether it's work, whether it's skill sets, no matter what it is, building something is normally the kind of opportunity which you'll find in adversity, because adversity is going to break something down. All right, but from the part comes the whole. So if you're going to be broken down into multiple parts, it might be because each part is now to bloom in beautiful ways in their own particular category. All right, so that could be the next thing. Third one, how does this lesson help me fulfill my life purpose? That's the third question you should ask yourself. Because whatever is happening for us, right, in our life, like today you might be going through a breakup and you feel, oh shit, like I'm alone now and I thought I had found somebody, whatever. No matter what it is, you have to realize something, that in a lot of ways you are not in control of what is being sent towards you. I can control this much of an environment right now. That's the power which I'm limited to. There are unlimited powers which are going to send beautiful lessons towards you, and you got to grasp them. You will not be able to grasp them if you're always going to be in resistance to your own life. All right, because you're always like, no, no more, no more. Let it happen. You'll get to understand what you're made of. But how does this lesson help me fulfill my life purpose? Everything that's coming towards your way is there to teach you a lesson while you are in this school of life. Okay? All of this shit, when I talk, I sound very smart, by the way, but basically I had to go through all of this myself, and that's why I'm just talking about it now to others. But I don't want to come across as a, as if I'm better, I know it, you don't know it. No, it's not that. It's just that I hope you don't fuck up more than you already are. So use this. So while we are here, what I have discovered is that there are certain lessons which we are supposed to learn during our time on this physical plane. All right. And what happens is that life will throw you different traps to teach you those lessons. Normally, it takes us many traps to finally identify the face behind the trap. Like, fuck, I had to learn not to be like this. All right. Because normally we get out of one trap and fall into another, which is of the same nature. All right. So all of this happens because in our life, while we are here, we're supposed to mature into something where, let's just say, everyone's purpose in some way is service to others. Whether it's your child, whether it's your parents, whether it's society, whether it's your work, you're dedicated to something, you're serving something, and there has to be a selfless aspect. All right. So your life purpose, all right, is something which is actually being fed. You're being fed awareness towards that purpose. You are being fed information towards how to take this purpose forward. For those of you who do not know yet what the purpose is of your life, it is going to indicate all of that to you. Like with me and my depression, all right, ages ago, even though I got everything outside which I wanted by 23, I realized that holy shit, like why am I still like why is there so much darkness? And I realized that who I am inside versus what I built outside is just not congruent. So that helped me recognize my life purpose, that particular chapter of adversity. All right. So the same is with you. Pay attention to it. Pay attention to it so that you can understand the subtleties of your existence. Why do you exist in the first place? Who the fuck are you, man? Who the fuck am I? None of us are anything. Alright? No matter you're behind the screen, I'm in front of the camera. I'm just talking to you and you're also talking to me. Alright? And right now when I'm talking to you, it's because I've heard the same voices which you are hearing right now. Alright? So all of us are very, very similar. It's just in a lot of ways we think we are different from each other, but we are not. So anyway, maybe note these questions down. I'll repeat them for you, and you can literally write them and on a plain white something and just screenshot it and make it a wallpaper during your time of going through crap. So what is the meaning behind my suffering? What is the opportunity in my adversity? How does this lesson help me fulfill my life purpose? Bring your attention here, no matter what the noise outside is doing. Bring your attention here. All right. It will be slow. It will be painful. It will be it will be a revelation in many ways. Let it happen. It's beautiful. Pain is beautiful. Just how pleasure is. But you can't have one without the other. So you can't have a life of joy and celebration and no suffering. Fuck you, man. What do you think? This is like a make your own pizza fucking thing? No. This is an all packaged deal. And you chose it. But about that choice, we'll talk some other time. Alright? Pass this on to somebody who will appreciate it. Come on to my Telegram for next level shit. And I'll take your leave. Goodbye.